What is up, everybody? It's episode 22 of the Orlando Show podcast. I got the coolest guest I think I've ever had, and Patrick Eley, comedian, jiu-jitsu guy.
What's
How you
up?
doing? How's the drive over here? Cool?
Always a little annoying, but California's a beautiful place to drive through.
It is, even though there's fucking psychos on the road, dude. You ever had any road rage incidents around California?
No.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. That's good. But so we'll get into it. Obviously, what belt are you jiu-jitsu-wise?
When I moved out here 11 years ago.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
With a blue belt.
Oh, cool.
And when I started training with the Diaz team.
Yeah. Diaz Army. Shout out.
Diaz Army.
Yeah.
They kind of do belts a little differently.
Okay, interesting.
Where you kind of get belts for winning UFC fights and stuff.
Oh, that's
like that.
tight. Okay, that's cool.
And so my belt ended up kind of falling by the wayside.
Okay. How did your journey? So what started first, stand up or jiu-jitsu in your life?
Jiu-jitsu.
Really? How did that start? How'd that come about?
I grew up getting in a lot of squabbles.
Right, as we all do.
And I started boxing in college.
Okay.
And that worked great for me.
Right.
I had been in a fraternity for a little while before I got kicked out of fraternities by the college.
Okay.
Where a bunch of the wrestlers were.
Yeah.
So we would fight each other.
Yeah.
So I got used to kind of sprawling.
Constantly sprawling. Yeah,
but other than that, I just felt like just punching people was great. And then in my early 20s, I got in a fight outside of a bar.
Okay.
And it was cold and there were coats on.
Oh, shit.
And this guy came up to me and it seemed like he was hugging me.
Yeah.
And the next thing I knew, I was in the air.
Oh,
and the next thing I knew, I was on the ground with my ribs broken.
Oh, fuck.
And after that, I had
I got to learn this shit. After that was
exactly.
Yeah.
I had a couple buddies that were doing MMA and one that was doing just jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And I went to them and said,
Interesting.
I need to know where to go
to
figure this out.
I was going to ask, too, did you ever want to fight MMA, or was it always strictly jiu-jitsu? Did you ever train to be a fighter? Was that ever a goal of yours?
Yeah, it was never strictly jiu-jitsu.
Okay, so you're always training all forms of martial art. Oh, that's awesome, man. Did you ever really want to become an MMA fighter? Was that ever the goal?
So I was doing that as an amateur.
Okay.
Before I moved to California, and I was a chiropractor.
Oh, wow.
At the time. And I was approaching 30. And I had a midlife crisis or existential crisis or whatever you want to call it.
I got to start strangling people. I start fucking.
I did not like what I was doing. The only thing that really seemed to work for me where I felt like I was getting something done that mattered, which I know makes no sense, but that's just how my brain was.
Everyone has their own. Yeah,
was the martial arts stuff.
That's awesome.
And I had this feeling, my intuition, and some people had told me.
Yeah.
But I was doing well in martial arts in the Midwest in Chicago.
Okay.
But I had this feeling that there was a lot different competition in different parts of the country.
Totally. Yeah.
Especially California. And so when I quit all that and I moved out and moved to Stockton to see if I could join the team.
Whoa, that's cool. That's a leap of faith, man. That's crazy.
It was a leap of faith. You can't get them on the phone or anything.
Oh, you just got to show up one day and to the training. Oh, man, that's great. And this was, in Stockton. Oh,
and hope you can stay around.
Do you remember the first day you showed up?
I do.
Were you nervous? What were those feelings like walking into that gym, I guess, first time?
It was a little surreal.
Yeah.
Wasn't even sure if the gym was open, and then this guy Randy Spence came to the door, and I knew him from watching a bunch of pre-fight UFC.
Same thing.
Videos.
I know who that is. Yeah, because I'm a big Nick and Nate fan. I've been a fan my whole life. Yeah.
From TV.
Yeah.
And I remember he put his arms up and flexed and said, "I'm famous," and then walked on in, and at some point my buddy Josh Palmer, who's since passed away, was the first person to talk to me.
Wow.
But then Randy asked me a little bit about my background, what disciplines I was familiar with, if I was tight, that kind of thing. And then he said, well, you can do this jiu-jitsu class, and then we might spar after, and you can do that if you want.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
And jumped into the jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah.
And I thought at the time that I was going to be getting my purple belt in jiu-jitsu any day.
Okay, yeah.
And I got in there with what I found out later were white belts, and they were leg locking me more than anything.
Shit.
But they were just tapping me left and right, and I realized from the paradigm of there's different levels to this, and I didn't want to like try to go pro as an old guy at 30 and jump in and you know, have a rude awakening. I was like, okay, I'm glad I came out here, and now I need to
saw the levels, right?
Now I'm going to get to figure this out.
Yeah, that's crazy because I know a lot of different jiu-jitsu schools, like how they promote belts is very different, and the skill level too is very different. So that's crazy, man. Walking into the MMA gym. So how did your stand-up career start? When did you start doing stand-up?
Started doing stand-up almost 4 years ago.
Wow.
Not a long time ago.
Where?
My first open mic was in Stockton.
Okay.
And I had a buddy that I wasn't real close with, but I'd known for a long time since college.
Right.
He'd reached out to me randomly out of the blue. We hadn't actually talked on the phone or anything in years. And he was a guy that was kind of put people together in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
In his current life. And he said, you know, this is weird, but sometimes I have these dreams kind of things where I see people doing stuff and I'm right about it.
Yeah.
And he said, do you do something with a microphone?
Oh,
shit.
shit.
No. And we talked for a little while, and for whatever reason, the things I was saying, he was like, maybe you should try stand-up.
Really? So that's how it started?
And it just planted this seed, and it was during COVID.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
We were training for, I think it was Leon Edwards that Nate fought during COVID.
Yeah, it was right around
But I didn't
that time.
have a whole lot else going on.
Really?
So I started writing some jokes in this notebook, and then my girlfriend found it one day and said, what the heck are you doing?
What's this racist shit now? What's that? Yeah, what's this crazy?
I'm writing jokes, and she laughed at me, and then she said, you know, you're kind of a pussy if you don't go do these on stage at least once. Like,
oh man, so she called you out. Yeah.
So I ended up going to an open mic after COVID, and at that open mic, a guy who had been doing comedy for a while and was doing actual shows came up to me and said, hey, that was really funny. How long have you been doing comedy? I said, this is my first time.
No way. Holy shit.
He said, no way. And he asked me if I wanted to do a guest spot on a show.
Oh, my God. Your first open mic ever, and were you nervous before the open mic? I'm sure being a fighter or being in that world.
I was nervous for sure. Since I've been in comedy, I realized that I think the martial arts stuff and competition and football is probably something that you see a parallel in.
Totally.
Where I deal with nerves a little different than people. Like I'm used to being uncomfortable.
Very similar. Yeah.
And then at the same time, I knew nobody was going to knock me out.
That's how I felt with football. I was like, no one's going to give me a concussion.
So
what's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen? So I was nervous, but not nervous like where I just couldn't act.
Yeah, you got it. And it's like a weird thing too when the second you get on stage, all that kind of goes away. So that's awesome, man. That's really cool to see. Any crazy, starting out open mic stories or any crazy stand-up stories that come to mind? Any drunk people in the crowd throwing shit or anything crazy?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that comes to mind that people think is cool is I was about a year into comedy.
Yeah.
And I had become kind of friends with Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
I knew him a little bit. And I had gone with him to. I'd gone to Cobb's actually.
Yeah, okay.
With
in the San Francisco Cobb's Comedy Club.
But he was back on tour and he was now doing theaters.
Yeah.
And he was doing the Fox Theater in Bakersfield.
Okay, cool.
And a couple of teammates and I went down and went to meet up with him. And backstage before the show, he had said a couple of things. One, these people are crazy.
Drunk
They're coming in
too.
drunk.
Oh,
and you could hear them out there.
Shane shows are. I've been to a few in San Francisco, and the crowd's definitely wild.
They're wild.
Yeah, definitely.
And he asked me if I wanted to do some time.
Oh fuck, that's awesome! Oh my god.
I had some of my good buddies, like fighter dudes, with me, and everybody got real pumped up, and I was. That might have been the most nervous I've ever been.
I could have. How many minutes?
I think I did like 8 or 9.
Okay, there you go.
He initially
awesome.
told me a time, and then I think he got nervous because Nate got on FaceTime and was all pumped. Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
And I think he got nervous, like, what have I done? This guy hasn't even been doing
I'm setting him up for failure. Oh
and
no, that's so crazy.
So like right before I went on behind the curtain, he said, "Yo, fuck it, just do whatever, just don't palm." And
okay, great advice.
I went out and I killed.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
And then when I felt like I was done, I'm pretty sure there's a recording of it somewhere, but I said, "I think that's good," and I walked off.
Yeah, no light. You're like, fuck this, I'm out. Yeah.
But there were during that show, there were fights in the audience.
Oh
and
shit, people throwing up. Probably.
Shane has talked about that in interviews as what was the worst show you ever did as far as the behavior of the crowd.
I could totally see
mentioned that show, and I
that
did that
specific
show
one. Oh man, did you any hecklers during that set, or did you just go through your material pretty clean?
The host before me
Yeah.
was having a hell of a time, and I went out there, and I have a very quiet energy,
right?
And I just stood there for a little while.
Wait till they all simmered down. You
and
did the teacher technique.
They
oh,
did.
That's awesome.
They like, what's this guy doing? Is he not gonna?
Is he frozen? Yeah.
And then I said kind of my signature open line that I already had at the time.
That's
and
awesome.
And they just went nuts. And then I think that they were a little fascinated by me because he had introduced me as like part of the Diaz crew.
Oh yeah. They're on your side.
I don't look like a normal comic. So they're like, what? This is a little scary. This is kind of cool.
Is this guy going to strangle anybody that doesn't?
Kind of funny.
So
they were really, really cool for me.
Oh, that's cool,
and
man.
I've also since learned I like rowdy, chaotic crowds.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody else would have said they were, but I thought they were fun.
Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, rowdy crowds, if you know how to control it, or you kind of make jokes with people in the crowd, you can have a lot of fun with it. That's really cool, man. So then from there, you just been doing shows from there. Like since like you one open mic and then just started doing shows. That's pretty, man. Yeah. That's awesome. That's unprecedented in comedy. I mean, because I've seen, dude, comedy. You see a lot of mentally ill people at open mics. You see a lot of people that are delusional. Yeah. Or they're just overtly like really racist or sexist and think it's hilarious, and everyone in the room is just like, get off stage, you know what I mean? That's pretty crazy.
I've been pretty lucky with my mentors. I've gotten to have multiple high-level mentors. Like, I have them all still, and I think I was maybe a year and a half in.
Yeah.
And Sydney Steigert's she had actually found me before I was a year in, but around that time she asked me to tell her when I was ready with 15 minutes that were as good as my 10 minutes, and she wanted me to start opening for her.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
I think before I was 2 years in, I had done a couple of dates as like part of her tour. I didn't do everything.
Right.
But I remember we did like Boston and
Denver,
and stuff like that.
Traveling around a year in comedy, that's fucking awesome.
So I got that experience, and then I've done, stuff all over California and a couple of other states, and then last year James McCann.
Yeah, shout out James. James is hilarious. One of the funniest comics in the country, in Australia, anywhere, really.
Yeah, he started having me feature for him for some of his shows, and I've been all over the country since then. That's
awesome, man. That's awesome. That's so cool to hear. Do you remember like the first time you met the Diaz Bros? How that went? Do you remember like the first time you kind of were training and maybe came across them, met them?
My second day at the gym, really? I came at nighttime.
Holy shit!
Randy had said you should come at nighttime.
Yeah.
And
was it the pro practices probably at night?
They pro practices would happen in the middle of the day and at night.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
And he just knew that there was going to be some good sparring that night, and Nate was getting ready for his Michael Johnson fight.
Okay,
I came in, and Nick was there, and I, shook hands with them, said hello.
Yeah.
And I remember that later that night they sparred each other in the cage, and I thought that was the most surreal thing ever.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know that it took the team is a very tight-knit circle.
Oh, totally.
And
right.
it took a couple of, maybe even 3 years before Nate felt like, all right, this guy's going to stay around. This guy is a contributing member of the team.
Yeah, the team, right.
This guy doesn't suck, that kind of stuff, before we really started having like more of a relationship, like really getting to know each other outside of martial arts.
Totally. Oh man, that's awesome.
So like that first meeting was more like just
shaking hands with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you enjoy gi or no gi more?
No gi.
Okay, yeah, no gis. It's more applicable to MMA, right? Yeah,
Yeah, and I think that both of them are applicable to regular life. I mean, people have clothes on a lot if you're going to use jiu-jitsu in real life, which
gis are good, yeah.
I don't think that should be the only thing somebody really has in their arsenal in real life. But I like leg locks a lot.
Oh, okay.
And so they're really limited in gi.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. From a jiu-jitsu perspective, what did you think of the recent BMF fight, Max versus Charles Oliveira?
I think that the BMF title, or whatever you want to call it, is about moving forward and fighting each other.
Yeah.
And I thought that from a technical standpoint, Oliveira was fantastic.
Yeah. Held him down. Yeah, but
and you can't really blame Oliveira for winning.
Right. Right.
But
right.
I don't like the UFC's decision to make that fight.
No, I totally get you. I totally respect that too. I mean, if you're gonna have the most entertaining belt, like having someone take someone down for 5 rounds, and it's crazy that Max couldn't stop him. That Max could not stop Oliveira's offense, and I don't know. Is it Max's grappling? But I don't know.
Well, Oliveira is obviously elite. Sometimes though, you spend so much time in training camp. Training for a certain game plan you're anticipating that other stuff kind of atrophies. He may have thought that Oliveira was going to
point down, it was gonna,
all of that stuff, and maybe he just didn't drill enough of getting out of the stuff,
I mean, also
Oliveira
literally has the most submissions and finishes all time. So on the ground, that guy's an alligator. So it makes sense that Max just couldn't stop that onslaught,
and he didn't get finished.
Yeah, he had him on his back. Back control for Oliveira. He'll finish 99% of people on earth in that position. But
so from a technical standpoint, it was a good fight. But it's not to me what the BMF, the whole point of it is. Yeah,
it should be two guys that are just going to go in there and swing. Which Nate created the belt for entertaining fights, right? Nate said that at a press conference, and they made it a belt.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily about being reckless, but it's about the way that guys approach the fights, because obviously some guys approach stuff as a sport, some guys approach it as a fight, some guys want to wrestle the whole time, some guys want to stand, but that matchup needs to have both people basically being Street Fighter.
Yeah, two brawlers, because you could have, that's actually really true. Yeah, some guys are athletes, and then some guys are fighters. Some guys really just want to get in there and scrap, and then some guys are just kind of trying to just get wins. I'm sure you saw the UFC White House just released their co-main and main event. What do you think of the co-main, Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane?
I don't like Cyril Gane.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think that fight's going to be boring. I think they're both such good kickboxers that I don't think they're going to be able to find each other.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, it's a warm-up fight for Pereira at that weight.
Yeah. Yep.
That's kind of crazy that's the co-main
of the White House.
Of the White House card, a warm-up for Pereira, but time will tell.
Yeah, and then what do you think about the main event, Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje?
I think that was the fight to make as far as
for lightweight,
as far as that belt, and I'm looking forward to seeing it happen.
Yeah,
and I hope Gaethje feels good going into it.
Yeah, who are you picking? Don't really care. I feel it. It's to me, that fight is literally the storyline of Rocky IV. You've ever seen it? You have an unstoppable foreigner, a guy that has done something we've never seen before, And then you have an American that's been beaten down. You know, Gaethje's been through wars. Gaethje's been beat by Oliveira, right? Beat by Khabib, but he goes out there and swings, right? Goes out there and fights hard. So I don't know. That fight is going to be crazy. I'll end on this, and then we'll get you out of here. Have you guys had any dojo stormers at the gym? Any guys come in, like any guys my size, being like, "I'll beat all you guys," and then you give them like a 15-year-old and choke them to sleep? Or you ever had any guys come to the gym like that?
Yeah.
What happened? I'm sure they just get fucked up.
There have been a lot of them over the years, but I remember.
Yeah.
There was a guy kind of like you that came, like maybe even a little bigger than you.
Yeah,
I think he had been a lineman, maybe a linebacker in college. And I remember I didn't pay much attention to him when I came in that night. I just kind of overheard him saying that, and he kind of had this attitude of like, I got to be gentle with you guys because I'm going to fuck you up.
Oh, jeez. To a room full of killers? Are you fucking kidding me?
And then I remember, I think he was a little rough. I don't really remember, but I think he was a little rough with like a much smaller young person. And somebody said, "Hey, Patrick,
go get him.
Go with him." And we were just supposed to grapple. And I remember he got frustrated because he couldn't snap me down.
Yep.
And then he either pushed me or tried to slap me. And I said, "Don't do that."
Yep.
And then he did it again.
Oh, fuck.
And
poke the bear. Fucking poke the bear.
Yeah, and I remember when I was done, my thumb was backwards.
Oh, shit.
And my friend Josh Palmer, who's passed away, that had happened, you know, that stuff happens in there, but he went and put my thumb back in place. And then that guy, he never came back. He left after that.
Did you guys like beat his ass? Like, how does that like? So you could just walk into a night class? Like the guy just walked in and was like, "I want to roll with somebody." Like that's man.
I don't know if he had just walked in or if he talked to somebody or if he had already been to a class, but it's a kind of place where for the most part people don't show up, and if somebody shows up and is talking shit or trying to call people out, then you came to the right place, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm a big guy. I've done some jiu-jitsu classes and totally humility. Like, I'm just trying to learn, right? Essentially. Like, been a huge MMA fan my entire life. I remember being like 8 years old watching BJ Penn versus Joe Daddy Stevenson. And, you know, where he's pouring blood. Probably lost quarts of blood that night. And my dad kicked me out of the room because
he didn't want you to see all the
he was
blood.
like, I don't know if this guy's going to die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I remember, like, kicking and screaming, being like, no, let me watch it. It's a great fight. So, like, yeah, MMA is a great thing, but you got to be humble in jiu-jitsu, right? It's all a learning experience. If you come in there trying to be like, I'm the number one dog, I'm going to beat everyone up in here, there are killers in the room. Like, you know, there's a certain humility with martial arts, even though you guys are going hard on each other. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, fighting in general at a competitive level is the whole structure of it is humbling. Like if you're not humble, you will get humbled or you'll leave.
Yeah, exactly. You can't handle it. Yeah, people have to be cool with tapping or losing. You know, have you ever had any students that are like, I'm not gonna tap, coach? Like, nah. like or just like it's my mindset. You ever have like see red guys that are like, I just see red? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a common thing.
Yeah. You know, especially in a fight gym, people, depending on what they're coming from, can have a lot of intensity.
Yeah.
And you got to know how to deal with that, and they have to learn how to manage that if they're going to get up to a higher level.
Right.
Because at a higher level, everybody you see in the UFC, is relative to what the whole spectrum of energy in fighting. They're all very calm.
Yeah, and very collected.
And when somebody
people
gets real excited, that's when you don't make good decisions.
Yeah, totally.
And you get caught more easily.
Yeah,
so you got to be able to keep a clear head so you can do the little chess game.
Yeah, that's interesting. What are your goals overall with comedy?
I want to make a lot of money.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Fucking write the check, or else he's gonna fucking choke you the fuck out. It's a good bargaining chip, I will say.
I want to make people laugh.
Yeah,
I want to be respected by people that I respect in terms of like the quality of my jokes.
Yeah, same, man.
And what I'm able to do with that. And I want to be able to have a have financial security.
Yeah.
Doing something kind of self-directed like that.
Yeah, and traveling around too. It's really cool to travel. And I'll just say, it was really cool to be on a show with you at the function in November, because I've been a fan of yours for a while, just even in the jiu-jitsu stuff and when you started doing comedy. So
Right on.
I appreciate that, and I just like reached out to you at the show and just was like, hey man, like it was really cool to meet you. So I appreciate you coming on the pod and everything.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe, I don't know, do a show or something in the future. But yeah, man, like I think this will be kind of the end of it. So
Okay.
I just appreciate you coming by. Seriously.
Yeah. Sorry we had to make it a quick one.
Oh no, it's all good, dude. And he's at Balboa Theater tonight. Any other shows you want to plug coming up?
No, I don't. A bunch of I'm going to be in Arizona and Texas and Washington and Oregon and
Fuck yeah.
But they don't need me to sell the tickets. I'm just
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm
They're
just
selling.
set up, man.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get to that level too. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right. Peace, everybody.